Wait, hold on. Make sure that's right. Output setting guide. I don't want to just make sure. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing this on YouTube as well, so I don't want to mess it up. Well, I just want to make sure that it goes all well because, you know. Other event featuring our EON Network members competing for a shot for a total. All right, anyways. Yep.
Oh, did you read the messages, Adrian?
I did.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Guys, I will start officially in 3, 2, and 1. There are no rules. The rule is there are no rules. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another edition of EON Network here tonight on Rainbow Six Siege. Much like we saw last week when it was the Rainbow Six Siege one-on-one contenderships, it's going to happen here tonight. A little bit of a repeat, though. HV Echo, the Eagles champion, is going to be here tonight. And if he's able to plow over every single competitor, well, just like last week, he will have no #1 contender to defend the title whenever we go live in the premium event Heatwave at the end of the month. Hello again, everybody. I'm Adrian Matt alongside of my broadcast colleagues. First up, Crispy. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Adrian. Really happy to be here. The last one tournament we did was a great tournament, so hopefully this one will be just as good.
And also joined by none other than Tea Time, and we have a bunch of questions in regards to you, T.
Yeah, but I know there's going to be a lot of questions about what happened on last broadcast, but I'm going to try my best to get back in. You know, I was just going through some stuff. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to that in just a minute, but ladies and gentlemen, a huge announcement. For the very first time ever, EON Network is live simultaneously, casting live over there on YouTube and also Twitch at the same time. So EON Network obviously going to be doing what they can to optimize all the social media platforms. So if you're joining us on YouTube, thanks for joining us here tonight. Now, this is Action Phase. We kick off the matchup with U-Board and Potato 1-on-1 to determine who's going to be advancing in the Gauntlet tournament tonight. But I would like to go back to what happened, of course, as I said, earlier this week, last week live on EON Network. The fact is, you actually, well, it sort of looked like you kind of turned into some sort of sinister being, and I was hoping if you can give us some more information about that.
You know, the thing is, like, I was being hurt. Like, you know, I felt like when someone talks about my dad, you know, that's one thing you don't do, is talk about my family, right? So that put me in a different space, mindset. And then also, to be in that Hell in a Cell match, it does change you. So, I mean, I love that match so much, but it really does changes you.
And you're referring to whenever Pix God was referencing your father, your deceased father, the fact that he said, quote, that your father's in hell, and it looks like it sparked something new in you. But my question to you is, despite the fact that Pix is now gone, because you did defeat him in Hell in a Cell, and I will get to that in a minute, ladies and gentlemen, there you see U-Board now planting the diffuser, or at least at one point in time. Before now, he was able to see Potato, and Potato got collapsed, I should say got eliminated, as Potato's body collapsed, and it was a very, very interesting game plan from U-Board, who actually did a really good job in there, Crispy. Well, nonetheless, though, as I previously stated, T, I would like to ask you this question. Pix is gone, so why are you still upset about it?
I'll tell you one thing. I'm mad about it because I'm going to do something different. And what I mean by that is I'm going to avenge anyone that has been bullied.
Sorry, I'm back.
So,
okay,
if ever been bullied, I'm going to take them out.
Okay, so I can't really go against that. I think I'm with you 100%. I'm pretty sure I speak for Crispy, along with the rest of the EON Network fans and members. When you say that you go against bullying, I can't agree with you there. But also, you did say last week, before you left off air, you did say that something, of course, is occurring. And are you going to give us maybe some sort of update on what that means?
At the end of the video, I will.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nonetheless, of course, switching gears, Potato and U-Board. U-Board moments ago was able to get the first point of the matchup, and now this is going to be the second round. We understand that Potato this time around is going to be inside, whereas U-Board, on the other hand, is going to be none other than, well, I should say Potato outside, U-Board being inside. For Pug, this is a really good chance for him to try to make a name for himself on Rainbow Six Siege. The fact of the matter is, Potato said it many times in the past. He's really good at Rocket League. We've seen that. He's pretty good on Fortnite. And I would say he's pretty decent on Rainbow Six Siege, but this is a great chance, a great opportunity for Potato to make sure he actually makes a name for himself live on, well, EON Network, to make sure he's able to plow over every single competitor tonight to earn himself a #1 contendership to eventually face Echo for the championship on Rainbow Six Siege, the singles title at Heatwave at the end of the month here. And I'll have to ask you, Crispy, of course, strategy at hand. What would you want to do if you're Potato, since you're losing? What would you want to do to try to get back into this matchup?
Well, since Potato is on offense here, he's going to have to use his drone very smartly, and he's not going to try to run into sight too quickly so he doesn't get shot by U-Board. So Potato, I would really utilize his utility, him being Buck. So he really has to play smart and avoid these gadgets that U-Board has been setting up. So if I was Potato here, I'd make sure I can drone, know where U-Boxed is. Don't really mark the person, but make sure you have a location to where U-Boxed is so that you can get an easy location on him and get the kill.
And it goes to what you were saying over the past couple of weeks there, T. You said that using the drone is going to be the most important aspect in a game like this.
Yeah, you know, you got to use that. Drones. The drones are your best friends in this game to locate other players.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us live on YouTube and also Twitch simultaneously, the very first time EON Network does so, this matchup is going to break down, but Potato, though, out of nowhere with a shot to the skull. U-Board just got eliminated. Potato was lying in wait, waiting for the opponent. He saw the chance, did Potato, was able to eliminate U-Board as we're entering round 3. Both gentlemen with 1 point apiece, folks.
Yeah, that was a really good kill by U-Board, and not by U-Board, but really good kill by Potato. Potato had a really good angle on U-Board there, and U-Board just didn't get the opportunity to swing back from that corner. Potato got an easy headshot on. Good kill by Potato.
Absolutely incredible stuff. We saw Potato begin to fight back into this matchup. Perhaps that much-needed potential now showing off. And now Pug has gained some confidence, beginning to swirl. And that's perhaps the confidence that can assist him to win throughout the matchup. But there's still a long way to go to make sure Pug wins the entire series here tonight on Rainbow Six Siege. Again, everybody, this is all for the #1 contenderships. I would like to preface this by saying that coming up next, we have a treat for you. The champion, yes, the champion, HV Echo, will be in action up next. And it's going to be a very difficult task for anybody that's going to be facing Echo, because remember what happened last week, T. Echo was able to defeat every single person, hence the reason why there's no #1 contender crowned, and it could be the same for tonight.
HV Echo is the boss. He cannot be stopped. Anyone can stop him. It's going to be incredible to see. HV Echo is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. The fact that EON Network members continue to show up every single week. Our champion representing the entire community tonight. And you can see here, U-Board now continues to use the drone, and Potato sees it, and Potato decided to, well, eliminate right down to there. And speaking about, well, seizing, so to speak, Potato looking to seize this opportunity to perhaps maybe, again, advance himself on Rainbow Six Siege to the point that he can become a champion on Rainbow.
Yeah, and if Potato really got that champion spot, getting that champion spot would be hard. But U-Board, great kill on Potato. Really
couple of
good
shots
angle.
already across the skull of Potato. Take a look at the replay here. U-Board obviously seeing Potato vulnerable right there, and U-Board was able to knock him down. We're entering round 4, and this could be match point, ladies and gentlemen, because remember, the first to reach a 3 will win, and this is indeed match point, meaning that if U-Board does get another victory over Potato in this round, then it will be U-Board who's going to be advancing to the next matchup to face HV Echo, the champion himself.
Adrian, we always see this at match point. We always see the other team, the other
attackers need to locate and
getting a point. So it could go either way.
Oh, absolutely. And to further your point there, T, and I get exactly what you're saying. I mean, every single time we reach to match point, every single time, at least for the most part, we see someone who's losing during match point, what happens? They begin to fight back more than ever before, perhaps because they understand that the end is near, so they have to try to do what they can to make sure they bounce back. Otherwise, it's over for them, Crispy.
Yeah, I think what U-Board did a great job last game of kind of getting a good kill on Potato is when U-Board has his crosshair at head level at all times. So if Potato peeks a corner, U-Board can get an easy headshot, one-shot kill, and that's what really got U-Board the win on that round.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible night tonight. For the very first time streaming on YouTube and also Twitch at the same time. I really cannot wait. EON Network really going to try to optimize its social media platforms. And I did hear rumors, guys, that apparently perhaps maybe we might be able to broadcast actually on Instagram down the road, maybe using a couple of different platforms out there as well.
Oh, that's going to be a great, awesome way to stream games. So, and to watch our live. So it's awesome.
Oh, it's absolutely awesome. As you can see here, Pug is looking on, and U-Board as well. For these two guys, they do not want to make any mistakes, but out of everyone here, it's going to be Potato. He really does have the most pressure here tonight due to the fact that he is losing at this point, and that U-Board is still 1 point away from winning this entire game here tonight to officially move on for the next round. So for Pug, he really needs to be extra careful.
Yeah, you got to be extra careful, especially when, checking the cameras, doing the drums, you got to be extra careful with that. And if you see a drum, you want to shoot that drum down as well.
Crispy?
Yeah, Potato's doing a great job here. One thing I would like to suggest for, as Rebel just mentioned it, is Potato's going to need a drone so that he does not get shot. But Potato is inching towards sight, and I don't think U-Board knows where Potato is. But
At least not at this instant.
oh shoot! Oh my goodness!
Or maybe now.
U-Board with a
I think we
great
spoke
kill.
too
I
soon.
did speak
U-Board
too
saw
soon.
exactly where Potato was hiding at. Take a look. Very, very great angle. And Pug understood that the end was there. And we take a look now. You can already see U-Board. It looks like I don't think he was bored enough tonight. He really was excited to get the win. And indeed, U-Board will indeed be, well, advancing to the next round, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, do we have a treat for you? It is, of course, the appearance of perhaps one of the most decorated superstars, the most decorated members we have in EON Network, the appearance of HV Echo.
Oh, I cannot wait. HV Echo, the champion. Let's go.
So we understand U-Board is going to be standing by, ladies and gentlemen. So U-Board is going to be staying here in the lobby. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and invite Echo at this point in time through Ubisoft. But while I'm doing that, guys, I'll start with you, Crispy. I mean, what is it about U-Board that perhaps impressed you here tonight?
U-Board did a really good job of kind of staying conservative on defense and attack. But he also did a very good job hearing and making sure he knows where Potato was. Like when we saw that last match, U-Board was kind of crouch walking right behind Potato. Potato did not see him. And U-Board, like I was talking about this crosshair placement, U-Board's crosshair placement was right on head level at all times. So if he sees him, easy shot, easy kill to get Potato out of there. So if U-Board keeps on doing this, he could possibly see an upset here, and U-Board could be Echo.
And I'm going to have to try to make sure that I reconnect here, ladies and gentlemen. But also, T, I mean, if there's anything that you saw in the last couple of minutes when it came to seeing the gameplay between Potato and U-Board, I mean, you have to give Potato some credit. I mean, he was in there and he was fighting his heart out.
Potato, he accidentally did whatever he could to try to beat U-Board, but, it did not happen, but, good. I give credit to him.
Well, absolutely. Well, I have decided to restart the entire lobby. I will send the invitations in just a minute. But again, while we are waiting here, T, I mean, I must know exactly. I mean, what else is it that you're hiding? I honestly believe personally that you're hiding something.
I mean, like, you will have to see at the end of the broadcast.
But what is it that we're going to have to be waiting for? I mean, listen, Crispy and I were very concerned after what happened this past week. In fact, it's something that we have to address because we were a little traumatized after the events of last week. And we were hoping if you can give us perhaps an update mentally. I mean, how's your mental status right now?
Just to make sure you're okay, you know.
Oh, it's peachy keen.
You don't seem very confident when you say that. Just based on...
Okay, well, nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, we are, of course, waiting for the contestants to join.
Connection
like
failure.
I said, I'll invite Echo in just a minute, but I'll continue to invite Crispy. But, ladies and gentlemen, again, up next, it's going to be absolutely incredible. I think, in my mind, we're really going to have a great treat seeing Echo in action.
Yeah, it's going to be a great little test for Echo. We've seen Echo get kind of put in a bad situation. We saw him against LR, and we saw him against MLB. But Echo continues to main. And Echo is down 2-1 against LR, but Echo still came up on top. So we're probably going to see, we might see a repeat of those matches here tonight if Echo just keeps his cool and keeps his confidence and plays well.
And we will find out if perhaps maybe that could be taking place up next. For those watching on Twitch and YouTube, we'll be right back.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back live on EON Network, live on Twitch, and also YouTube at the same time. I want to thank you so much for taking the chance to watch our broadcast. Up next, as I mentioned, HV Echo will be here in just a moment. But guys, I mean, as I said, do you think U-Board might have a lot more to be concerned with?
I do think. Are you sure?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think U-Board will be tested. I think Echo will be tested. This is a very fair 1v1 we're going to see here in this upcoming round for best of 3. Do I think U-Board has the advantage? I think so, because I think U-Board has the confidence after being potato pretty soundly. So I think Echo will be challenged here tonight.
What about you, T? Do you agree with this assessment?
I 100% agree with it, but I also agree that we are going to have 2 great competitors, fighting it out, and we're going to see who is the better competitor.
Well, we'll find out in just a matter of moments. We understand that Echo is going to be joining us in just a matter of moments, but right here, right now, you must be, for U-Board at least, you're waiting for a very high-profile opponent. You're not only waiting for any other opponent, but you're waiting for the guy that is the champion on Rainbow Six Siege. The man that has been undefeated. He's never lost on Rainbow Six Siege in this year of 2024. It's HV Echo. So just imagine waiting for the opponent, knowing what Echo's capable of. You have to understand for U-Board Crispy, maybe his mind might be swirling a bit with all these different thoughts on how he can defeat Echo as we're waiting for Echo's presence.
Yeah, U-Board's definitely thinking of a lot of ways that tactically he can be Echo, thinking of operators, thinking of guns that he should use to be able to have the upper hand on Echo, and Echo's thinking the exact same thing. So these guys are this will be a really big competition here tonight. Maybe the best game we're going to see. So whoever wins this game will definitely have a very solid chance of winning it all on this tournament tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
there he
is Echo, and the matchup has begun. Echo, the champion. Of course, we know for a fact that Echo himself has held the championship ever since the entire title was introduced for the very first time. This is, of course, none other than one-on-one, the first thing here in Canal, round 1 between Echo and U-Board. I guess we'll start with you here, T. Who are you picking?
This is a hard pick, but I'm gonna go with Echo on this one.
And Crispy, I know you said that U-Board does have perhaps the advantage due to the fact that he just freshly defeated Potato moments ago in that one-on-one matchup. So one could argue perhaps U-Board does have the better confidence, but I think the confidence booster is the man that's never lost on Rainbow Six Siege when it comes to 1v1s. The man that has actually held the title since the very beginning, since the introduction of the new title for Rainbow Six Siege. It's been Echo. So we know for a fact, folks, that again, Echo knows exactly what he's doing, but you don't want to count out on U-Board. We saw his incredible skills, of course, previously. We know he does have the capabilities as well. U-Board can be the guy to perhaps maybe knock off Echo if he truly is focused.
Yeah, I think personally that let me look at his loadout. Okay, so there are 2 guns you can main as Dokkaebi. You can either main like the AR or the shotgun. If U-Board was main the shotgun, I would have a little bit more confidence because that is a one-shot shotgun. So if he was main that shotgun, I think he'd have a little bit more of a chance here. But he's main the AR, so this could be. I might not be as confident with U-Board as I would normally say. So I do think I'm gonna agree here with T that Echo might come out here with a win.
We'll find out in just a matter of moments. Seriously, U-Board now. Oh no, this is not going to be good. Echo just out of nowhere now. Did you see the sequence? The last remaining sequence.
Peak.
Echo was standing by, and the champion was just absolutely waiting, line in wait to see the frame of the entire body of U-Board, which obviously the body contorted, and it looks like Echo did get the victory. Echo needs 2 more points. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen Echo in action on Rainbow Six Siege, I implore you to sit back and watch, because it is really a great appearance from the champion himself. One of the main reasons why I have a blast calling Rainbow Six Siege, the champion is able to get it done each and every single time. So we'll find out, though, if the champion Echo can repeat what happened this past weekend. The fact that Echo was able to defeat everybody in the lobby and not crown a #1 contender.
But I had to admire U-Board strategy because he was taking out the cameras, so Echo could not be where he was by using the camera. So that was a good strategy for U-Board to do.
Bomb located by
Oh, yeah, I agree with you 100%. And this is not to discredit U-Board at all. U-Board is in there with one of the best of the best. So U-Board is doing everything he can, and you have to respect his tenacity. You have to respect everything about the guy. He has the heart and gut and resilience. But the question is, though, is it enough guts? Or is it enough resilience to top Echo, Crispy? What do you think?
You know, based off of match 1 with that great spawn peak kill by Echo, I think U-Board just lost most of his confidence there, and Echo has gained all of it. So if U-Board wants a chance, he's gonna have to play smart. He's got to have really good angles. He's got to wait and be silent so that Echo can make a mistake, so that U-Board can capitalize on that.
And the thing is, though, for U-Board, you know, some could argue, stated that because of the fact that U-Board did indeed lose to Echo in the previous round, that it may have perhaps diminished his confidence a little bit, but one could also argue at the same token that U-Board losing in the previous round might actually let up a new fire underneath him to perform better against Echo, so it could go both ways.
Yeah.
Echo himself, the very dynamic Echo. That is the best way to describe Echo, guys. Dynamic. I mean, he has been absolutely on the roll. He's won on Fall Guys. He's won many times on Fortnite. I mean, the fact of the matter is he's owning on Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, Echo has been here for a couple of years, has made a name for himself in EON Network. Perhaps maybe the longest champion, of course, reigning champion. Oh my, U-Board this time around, though.
U-Board with a great kill on
to
Echo.
the skull.
That was
crazy.
That was a great grenade. Oh my goodness. And then what a follow-up shot.
U-Board, begin the fight back. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a non-title matchup. This is all to determine the #1 contender. If U-Board does knock off Echo, doesn't mean that U-Board is champion, but we are guaranteed a #1 contender tonight, and whomever is the winner of this entire gauntlet tournament, they will end up facing HV Echo one-on-one, Rainbow Six Siege, live for the championship on Heatwave, expected to take place at the end of this month. And speaking about Heat, how apropos to call the entire event Heatwave. I mean, bring on the heat, literally. It has been absolutely fire since the beginning here tonight, guys.
Yeah, this has been a great matchup so far. It is currently 1-1. Great kill by Echo to start it off, and a great follow-up kill by U-Board. And so it's both tied. So whoever gets this next round win will definitely have a big amount of confidence and a big boost to possibly win it.
And Echo losing moments ago in the second round here, T. I mean, now I have to ask you the question again. Do you still think Echo can do it?
You know, I'm still gonna go behind. I'm going for Echo. U-Board is doing great too. We got a game, folks. We got a real good game.
Oh, we got a good game. And obviously for Echo and U-Board, the time is now to make sure you stand out, to make sure that you indeed prove to everyone that you have what it takes to be a stellar Rainbow Six Siege superstar. On EON Network, the network that continues to broadcast week in and week out. We're here weekly. So you can see now U-Board beginning to stalk the opponent, trying to find where Echo's at, and vice versa here. You know, for U-Board in this case, due to the fact that he was able to knock down Echo moments ago, U-Board is going to be not only a bit more confident, but I would imagine that he's going to be he's going to examine his maneuvers more than ever before, so he knows that he does not mess up and give Echo a separation to, of course, gain advantage and to perhaps knock him off.
We see U-Board taking out the cameras again. That's a really good strategy right there.
And for strategy, Crispy, I think U-Board at this point in time continues to use the very essential, the very incredible drones here and there.
Yeah, he's doing really well for drones, but Echo has a great defensive operator with being that Fenrir. And Fenrir is going to be a great counter towards U-Board's attacks, and Echo drops low. We've seen Echo drop low multiple times in these games, and he did a wallbang against MLB. That was a wonderful play. We've seen a clip of that on YouTube. That was a great, memorable moment, and we could possibly see another wallbang here tonight.
I gotta tell you, that was probably one of the most iconic moments ever in the history of EON Network. The fact that MLB was planting something and then out of nowhere, a whole boom. I mean, that was the C4 plant. I tell you, Echo really is very innovative. He has so much ingenuity when it comes to Rainbow Six Siege. But speaking about ingenuity, I think U-Board wants to put this one away. Has planted the diffuser, ladies and gentlemen. The diffuser has been planted. It's going to be all up to Echo to make sure he's going to try to find the diffuser. U-Board may have a plan in mind. And now there's only so much suspense. Look at this. And what the hell happened? Echo just shot down U-Board. U-Board is down. And now Echo. Wow, with ease, ladies and gentlemen. With ease, knocking down board, and then goes over to disable the entire planting,
What a good play
diffuser.
by Echo, man. He had his crosshair placed right on his head, and U-Board didn't really do a good job there of hiding his body there. So Echo got a very easy opportunity to capitalize and win that round.
Guys, I gotta tell you, I thought for a moment it was actually U-Board that got Echo, because it was U-Board. He saw where Echo was at because of the cameras, right? Echo was walking towards the diffuser, and I thought that U-Board had a very good opening, a clear shot against Echo, but in fact, Echo was just that much more quick. He was a lot quicker than U-Board, which allowed Echo to, of course, eliminate U-Board, and not only that, but also simultaneously ending and disabling the diffuser. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say here tonight that we are still awaiting for this intense announcement expected to take place at the end of the broadcast. I have no idea exactly what do you have in mind, though, Teen. I know you said that you're waiting until the very end, and I don't want to keep pushing your buttons, but can you at least give us a hint?
All I can say is that all I can say is it's just me who's.
Bomb located by attackers.
Can I ask
Seconds left.
one more question? And I'm not sure if this is stepping over boundaries or not, but
5 seconds to insertion.
what was that voice that you showed last
yeah.
week? It was a very demonic voice, similar to what we heard when you were inside the Hell in a Cell structure facing Pick Scott in that first ever Loser Leaves EON match.
I was excited for that match. That ending was great, but the ending to me, you just have to wait to the end, because they get a treat for EON Network.
Well, it's just a matter of time, but of course that will be awaiting at the conclusion of the broadcast. But folks, talk about so much suspense as well. There is so much suspense beginning to build in this one-on-one match between Echo and U-Board.
Right next to each
Moments
other.
ago, we saw Echo.
Oh my goodness.
And
Could have been an easy door right there.
Echo and U-Board at this point in time clearly understand that maybe things are going to break down in just a matter of moments. Remember, each and every single person, I really like the methodical pace that they're taking. Very slowly, very calculated at times, not trying to rush things, not trying to allow the opponent to make sure to get the advantage, as I stated. And U-Board is just in a very stoic state. Not necessarily moving around, but it's Echo this time around who's doing the moving.
Yeah, check the cameras, what you need to do to make sure where the player is and get the upper hand.
Can Echo do it again? Can Echo manage to kill and eliminate every single opponent that comes his way to once again not worry about a number one contender to face in Heatwave? Can it happen again? And we'll find out in just a matter of moments. But you can see here, U-Board now is walking and continues to walk, doesn't see Echo in sight, but there's some noise happening in the distance. U-Board obviously understands that, does not want to mess up anything.
No, he knows where he's at. He used that drone, he spotted him, but he did not get there.
Oh, Echo swinging.
And now we're going to find out what's going to be taking place in this highly competitive matchup here, live on EON Network. It is a competitive atmosphere, everybody. Competing for the best of the best. A very prestigious title. We know how important it is to hold a championship in EON. And the shot's kind of fired. U-Board now looking on.
Oh, this is a good angle.
Yet.
Echo's walking
left
in.
Down, or I should say right.
Oh, what a
and
good
someone
kill.
already got Echo. A shot to the skull of Echo. Echo, ladies and gentlemen, once again has been knocked down at the hands of U-Board. And I think U-Board may have absolutely compartmentalized the opponent Echo, and this is indeed match point. And this is a very interesting match point. U-Board at 1, U-Board at 2, Echo at 2. One more point to officially finish this off.
It's getting great. It's getting hectic. Two great players in this one game. So who's going to take it? We're going to see next round.
As many bombs as they can.
I would like to say very close gladiators tonight. Echo looking on and U-Board looking on as well. These two have so much of a very distinctive feature. I mean, for the most part, of course, Echo's very aggressive when it comes to his moves, but also calculated. For U-Board, on the other hand, I would like to say that his moves are very much so dominant, trying to make sure that he just completely obliterates the opponent every single time he gets the chance to.
Yeah, this could be a match where we see Echo roaming with the great Valkyrie cams. Echo will be able to probably roam downstairs and already know where U-Board is. So we could see another wallbang. As I'm seeing, the Echo does have the C4 in his inventory.
And U-Board and Echo, when it comes to inventory, I guess it's sort of like what we talked about on Fortnite, to make sure that you have all the great weapons at your disposal. That way you can indeed make sure you can try to win the matchup. That's all it really takes.
Yeah, it all comes down to this because Echo has been great. U-Board has been great as well. Who's best friend. So we're gonna see who will get that last kill.
There is so much silence now radiating in the entire map. Nothing whatsoever. No footsteps, no shots, nothing. Well, I guess I spoke too soon. We heard a huge bomb, an explosion in the distance. But, every time, if we're going to talk about psychological, Rainbow Six Siege, I would say, Crispy, is a psychological game because sometimes it can get very quiet. And when it's quiet like that, suspense gets to build. And perhaps maybe suspense might be the worst enemy at times. It could really mess up the mind physique, the mindset of the opponent, the mental physique.
Yeah, and so U-Board chose a very good operator counter Valkyrie, which would be IQ. So U-Board can see through walls and see the gadgets that have been placed by Echo. And so U-Board can avoid these gadgets and knock down his Valkyrie cameras, so Echo could be in a bad state, and he could possibly get this kill on Echo on this last match point round.
And that's one of the things that obviously U-Board can implement. The only thing that I can say though, if Echo is able to make sure he can combat that style of play, Echo's gonna just got out of here as a win.
Yeah, that's very possible. And Echo just has to strike first. He can't let U-Board get a chance to where he can knock down his Valkyrie cams, and Echo has to get on a good angle and a good cursor and make sure that he can get this kill on U-Board.
Well,
U-Board, relatively new. Go ahead, T.
no, I think it was Echo that was using the cameras, or was it U-Board that was checking the cameras to see where U-Board was at. So that was a good strategy.
Ladies and gentlemen, to switch gears for just a moment, I would like to confirm that perhaps maybe... Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Talk about scaring me again!
What a Valkyrie cam by Echo on site. Very good round. Echo takes on the victory.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
Repeated last time, man.
That right there is yet another symbolic win. The very explosive Echo with an explosive plan that led to an explosion.
That was a great kill by Echo.
Indeed, that was incredible. That was well gameplay. Yeah, that was very good.
Well, it was absolutely incredible. That's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. U-Board, he did great in there, literally digging down deep inside. Almost was so close in defeating Echo, just a few shots here and there, and he could have knocked down the champion, but it was Echo one step ahead of him, and the champion reigns once again. Victory tonight, but it's not over just yet, because coming up next, we understand that our newest acquisition, none other than Joe1418, is going to be competing here tonight, and Mr. Joe was actually spectating, so he does have a little bit of a flavor of how Echo plays. We're going to find out, though, what's going to be taking place up next in this one-on-one matchup that's going to be starting right now between these two guys. And I was going to actually try to make the point, though. The thing with this is somebody actually asked the question, is Adrian Mack confirmed to come back with the Killer Clowns? And I got to ask you guys, it's almost Killer Clown series season.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think of it?
I think nothing will happen, personally.
Echo and Joe one-on-one here tonight on Rainbow Six Siege. I'm looking forward to seeing it, though.
You know,
Who knows what's going to be taking place over the next few months?
Yeah, you know what?
Attackers need to
Go ahead,
locate
T.
and defuse as many
Okay,
bombs as they
I'm
can.
looking forward to the Killer Clowns videos. You know, it's gonna be exciting. It's exciting every year. You know, so I'm really looking forward to the clown videos.
We'll find out what's going to be happening, whether or not if Killer Clowns are going to be returning for this year. Switching gears back into this matchup, Joe making his debut on EON Network. Again, the newest acquisition on EON Network tonight, making his debut. What a way. Can you imagine, guys, Crispy T, can you imagine for Joe to make his debut on EON Network and to knock off the champion in his first match, in his first appearance?
Yeah, that Echo was fire. Yeah, they both put on a great show. So good job, Echo. Good job, board. But Echo came out with the W.
And remember, I mean, if Joe is able to defeat none other than Echo here tonight, it will be a huge feather underneath Mr. Joe's cap, under his wing tonight, being able to claim the best of the best on Rainbow Six Siege here tonight. But it's going to be a tough task ahead of him because Joe's got a very long and tall mountain to climb. And Crispy, if you are Joe right now, you got to make sure that you do not let your butterflies, so to speak, win over.
Yeah, I know. With Joe being on attack with Nook, he's going to really have to play well here against, I believe, I'm trying to see whose Echo's opponent is, but Joe's ability here is to evade the cameras of Echo. So we could see Joe avoiding those cameras and go invisible and then getting a chance to go into sight and get an easy kill on Echo. But I'm not sure because we've never seen Joe play before. Like you were saying, he's a new EON Network member. So this could be a very good introductory match for Joe and a very good match indeed.
And on paper, it might seem as if this is going to be an easy cakewalk for Echo, but it's really hard to get into this matchup cold and not really understand how the opponent plays, seeing the fact that this is the first time Joe's going to be playing, so Echo's going to have to watch out because there could be some plans up Joe's sleeve that we have not seen before since this is his first time, T.
And that's what you gotta do. You know, you gotta, stealthy is the great way. Being stealth is really a good way to sneak up on your opponents because they don't know that you're coming.
Attackers are activated.
And now Joe plant to the diffuser.
What a good
42
plant.
seconds. Echo now has you can see the top. The time ticking down. And can it be Echo who's going to defuse the diffuser at
Echo
the
doesn't know
hands
where
of
Joe
Joe,
is.
though?
Echo doesn't know where Joe
Does
is.
Joe have... No, not at all. I mean, it looks like Joe... perhaps
my
maybe... Oh, no,
goodness,
look
what
at
a
this. He got
kill.
Echo from behind. Echo got from behind. I should say he got shot from behind. Joe was able to intercept Echo. You saw how Echo from behind got attacked in a brutal manner, and we're entering it around 2. So now we're starting to see exactly what Joe is made of.
Yeah, that was a
That's
great
why
introductory match.
And that's what I gotta say. That's what I said. That stealth, the stealth comes to play in here, and that was good on Joe's part.
Joe was very quick, and he not only was quick, but also he really was analyzing his position and making sure that he was going to make sure to plant the diffuser right there and circulate to find Echo again right in front of him. Echo did not even see Joe from behind, so it was a great kill from Joe himself. But right now it's round 2. Will Echo get his redemption, his revenge, or will it be Joe in this case to go 2 for 2 consecutively?
We'll see. We'll see if he continues with the stuff or if he's gonna go with the new tactic. But that was really good for Joe.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Gotta love Rainbow Six Siege, everybody. Of course, it's a game that has been out since 2015. It's 2024, nearly a decade later, guys. Rainbow Six Siege is a game that is played by millions worldwide, and it goes to show that we're at the right place in making sure that we do stream and broadcast hot octane action every single week, guys.
Yeah, and these tournaments are always a great time to see new competitors play on great games like Rainbow Six Siege. And this tournament, a little bit of an upset here going on with Joe having a round victory on Echo. So Echo has to combat that and try to get a round win here on this match so that Echo can regain his confidence and try to win it against Joe.
Echo on the move, and Joe is also on the move, but more strategic at this point in time, and perhaps that confidence booster might be an assistant for Joe at this point in time.
Joe was studying Echo, and he was, watching. He was studying Echo, and I think he knows how he plays.
And this time around, though, it's Echo who was able to reverse it. The tables have been turned. Echo clearly with a shot. And I want to go back to what you were saying, T, as you can see, oh my, what a shot there. Echo came in and saw Joe's head peeking out. Perhaps Joe had the plan in mind to make sure he was going to knock down Echo, but in turn, it was Echo who was able to knock down none other than Joe. And you made a very good point there, partner. I mean, the thing is, yeah, Echo has been competing in the past round or so. Joe has been, he was spectating. So maybe he was taking note of what Echo is capable of as well. So that's a very good point you made here, T. And maybe one could wonder that maybe perhaps Joe can use that analysis that he's delivered to his own advantage.
That's right. I mean, that's what you gotta do. You gotta study your partner, your opponent, and get the upper hand. If you do that, you'll get too much.
You can see Echo just so, again, this is exactly what I've been saying about Echo for quite some time now. Every single time you get the chance to see Echo play, ladies and gentlemen, he is absolutely so calculated with every single move with such intent. There's no wasted motion. And not just that, but also we know Echo has been focused since the very beginning, which is why I believe Echo truly is the greatest Rainbow Six Siege player we have in EON Network. As the match now continues, we're entering in round 3. Action phase has started. Here we go. The top, you can see the screen, 2 minutes and 49 seconds and counting. Can Joe somehow perhaps get back into this matchup, or will it be Echo going 2 here tonight?
It's going to be a tough call because Joe in the first round has had Echo's number, so and Echo came back with the score of his own. So who knows? We'll see what comes up in this round.
It's only just a matter of time, and speaking about time, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's the amount of time that these two gentlemen have to make sure that they execute some form of action.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Joe using the drone again there, Crispy. And perhaps for Joe, I think it's going to be very important for him to try to optimize that throughout the game as much as he can.
Yeah, Joe just found bombs. This could be very good for Joe here. And Joe is Nook again. And last time that Joe was Nook, he's using his power right now, so he's not spotted on cameras. And Joe did a great job last game of not being caught by Echo. And he just got Echo behind. Echo just made a fatal error in not really checking his surroundings very much. But Joe is currently in sight, so Joe could see be planting here. Echo might be going for a little play here. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but a plan.
Do you think this is going to be lightning striking twice? We're going to find out in just a matter of moments.
Joe's out of there.
Diffuser's been planting yet again. And now Joe planted the diffuser. You're right. Joe now is out of there. Echo this time around. Going to make sure he's going to try to find the diffuser as well, but does not want to fall at the hands of Joe, similar to what we saw in round 1, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Echo this time around, not making sure this time he's not going to repeat.
But he should have time.
It was a very close reminiscent scene of what we saw in round 1, except for one thing. Echo does indeed win for round 3.
What a good play.
Congratulations to Echo. He's made it at 2.
Good play. He saw it, he conquered, and good job for him.
And there's no denying that Joe had he really did have a pretty strategic plan in mind. And really, it could have worked. But Echo was just, again, a couple of steps ahead of the guy that led Echo to officially obliterate Joe.
Yeah, Joe should have, Joe made a little of an error there when he didn't look at the screen that said opponent outdoors flashing in red. But Joe, if he just would have looked at that, he might have had a chance to combat Echo's pushing attack. And that kind of would have stalled Joe's diffuser. But good play by Joe, good play by Echo. Moving on to round 4, Echo being up 2-1.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us live on Twitch and also on YouTube for the very first time ever, EON Network of course, is streaming both on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. The only reason why I said Echo is because I still can't believe Echo has defeated Joe for what would be a second time. I mean, I'm really flabbergasted over Echo's abilities once again, and it seems to be it's a very mesmerizing feeling to see Echo in action every single time, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Echo's been playing really well.
Defuse a bomb.
Yeah, he's playing really extremely well. Joe did great in the first round. We're here for the fourth round, and we're gonna see if Joe can get that point back.
And in this dilemma for Joe, it's going to be something that he's going to have to make sure he understands now that there's no room for error. You cannot make any errors here, because if there's one simple error, Echo's going to capitalize on it, and Echo will indeed go on the hunt.
Yeah.
And one can say that Echo is the predator, Joe being the prey here.
Yeah, Echo's trying to get in sight here, but Echo's probably going to start to drone. And if I was Joe, I'd try to make sure I shoot those drones and make sure that Echo cannot know where Joe is. But if Joe's position does get compromised, he's going to have to leave. And Joe has some very good weapons in his inventory here, so he should be able to see a good round here this time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't want to discredit Joe at all. He does not want to lose any focus or any confidence. Joe does really have capabilities, ladies and gentlemen, to be a future here on EON Network. Could be seeing a future star, could be seeing a future champion in Joe if he
Possibly.
continues in EON Network. You can already see here Echo and Echo and Joe really one-on-one tonight in this matchup. Just getting very, very, well, I gotta say, very intense as the seconds go by. The tick-tock at the top, the time that is actually ticking down, ladies and gentlemen, really adds to the suspense. There's shots fired. Look at this, Joe. Couple of shots missing through. Oh my, Joe right
goodness.
now is blinded for only a moment. Joe
Very
once
good
again
Yinks.
blinded yet again.
Echo trying to
Joe
come
was
in.
blinded for a little bit.
Echo
And
dodged the
another
bullets.
blind attack. And
what
Echo
a
this time
kill.
around had
What
that
a kill.
calculated. Echo with a blind attack. And I gotta say, as you take a look at the replay, Echo once again defeats Joe. And ladies and gentlemen, what a great play for Echo. As
What
for
a great
Joe,
game, man.
showdown. You can already see Echo, of course, winning tonight. The champion standing tall yet again.
And that's the question I be asking: who can put a stop to Echo? Who could stop Echo?
Yeah, the brutal force that has been absolutely swirling, radiating in an Echo. Ladies and gentlemen, there is more action up next. We understand that we have more members joining up next in this one-on-one action. And while we're waiting for the members joining us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, a quick reminder that EON Network's premium event, if you're just joining us live on YouTube and also Twitch, you might want to keep it out. You want to keep an eye out on the 31st of August. That will be the night that EON Network does present a premium live event known as Heatwave, and I can only imagine what's going to be going down on that evening. Well, folks, Echo stays. Joe's going to be, of course, leaving in just a moment, or unless if he's going to be spectating here. I'm currently in a party with some of the members, and I do have to ask the question, does anybody want to compete next to perhaps maybe see if you can defeat the one and only Echo? Well, we do have a contestant that is willing to stare right in the face of Echo, and I just sent the invitation, everybody. So what will be happening up next, we will find out. We'll be right back after this break.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Well, we are back live,
Defuse a bomb.
and it's Echo, fresh off a victory over none other than Joe, the newest acquisition that took place here tonight. And now it looks like Echo is going to be having his fair share against this person who I'm going to just call P. Welcome back, guys. And, well, this is a new matchup, obviously, for Echo and Mr. P. I'm going to just call him that.
Yeah.
P and Echo one-on-one here tonight. I mean, P himself was actually very ecstatic. He was messaging me saying he wanted to go, he wanted to go, he wanted to go. So perhaps maybe P, he certainly has the confidence, but does he know what he's getting himself into?
He may not, because, I mean, actually, no, I think he does, because he was saying earlier in the party that he was scared, and he told Echo to, quote-unquote, go easy on me. So I'm not sure if Echo will take it to that, but I think Echo will give it his all and try to 3-0 Mr. P over here.
We'll only find out in just a minute. But Mr. P himself, ladies and gentlemen, seems to be in a predicament in which, obviously, at the early going here, seems to be just very slow. And I guess it's a very good way to start out the game, right? Making sure you don't rush it.
Yeah, probably very smart.
Yeah, and I guess we'll find out as Echo, the champion himself, now begins to once again hunt. On the hunt, continues to see where exactly is P. And oh no, wait a minute, couple of shots already. P saw Echo and vice versa. And the explosion taking place, and P now hiding behind the barricade as the shots continue, and Echo just shooting, at least for a moment. For now, it has turned quiet.
Good kill, Echo, possibly.
And
What a kill
are you
by
kidding me?
P.
P this time around with a shot. P just knocked down Echo.
Wow.
See, he kind of maintained that. I was talking about the crosshair placement is really key here. He maintained crosshair placement on Echo's head, and so Echo got one tap to his noggin, and so Mr. P does take a 1-0 lead so far.
Well, P was able to knock down Echo the first time. Question is, will he continue the second and third time? Because the first, sure. Second and third, it's hard to do. Nonetheless, we're entering in round two, and here we go. Sides have flipped, ladies and gentlemen. P is going to be inside. Echo's going to be outside. Of course, both gentlemen have 35 seconds to prepare themselves. For Echo, it will be very, very crucial and essential to make sure he tries to locate P to exactly see what he is up to.
That's what you gotta do, you know, you gotta use everything to get your opponent. Use your drones, use your cameras, use everything.
10 seconds to insertion.
You agree with that, Crispy?
Yeah, using the drones is going to be a very effective play by none other than Echo here, as Echo is on offense. So, you know, Echo's got to really just play his part in droning correctly and not... But we can see Mr. P was trying to go for a spawn kill, but Echo did not spawn over there. Good try by Mr. P. Very smart. We saw Echo do a spawn kill earlier. That was a very good kill, so we could possibly see Mr. P doing that in a future round.
Well, after P's win that he obtained in the previous round, I can see why he was very elated and ecstatic to be invited next.
Mm-hmm.
But P still has a long way to go, as I stated before. You saw P, I guess he was teabagging just a little bit, perhaps maybe a little showboating here and there, and I guess he is trying to show off his confidence, his demeanor.
Maybe. I think he was just very excited that he won that match. So, and Echo now has a good drone that Mr. P does not see on in sight. So Echo has a very good advantage here on knowing where Mr. P's location is, and so Echo could capitalize on this and get an easy kill on Mr. P.
And P here, obviously, going to try to make sure he tries to locate Echo. Now, we saw into the first round, as you said. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute now. The drone locating P, and P does not know where the drone's at.
Oh,
Don't see it
got the
there,
drone.
but may perhaps have been too late.
P going for a peek here. He sees Echo. He gets yanked. P can't see anything.
Echo went up and over the top.
Echo's
You saw
trying
that
to
Echo threw a
wallbang.
grenade there. Continues to go in there. And now P is perhaps going to be adding pressure. And P this time around. Oh my goodness. What's going to happen up next? These two guys seeing each
what
other
a
again,
kill
but
by
Echo got him.
Echo.
Echo got P.
That was a very good play by Echo. Echo kind of kept his calm there, and then Mr. P swang, which might not have been a good idea, but Mr. P swung the corner, and Echo got an easy and great kill. So now it's 1-1 heading into round 3.
Master
P
P
can stand
was
for punch as Echo deliver the punch tonight to get that victory.
Master P was trying to get that overconfidence, but that kind of bit him right there. But Echo got the point. So good job, Echo.
Well, we now know that both gentlemen are tied at this point in time. But I will say this, though. I mean, we know that Echo has come back. And for P, he's going to have to be very careful at what Echo is able to provide in a game like this.
Yeah, I know. We're seeing Echo on defense again with Valkyrie, and we've seen Echo do a great job with Valkyrie here. He was playing Valkyrie one time, and he got an easy little peek on his opponent, and he did a great C4 play. And we've seen that C4 play twice here in EON. Happened last R6 tournament, last R6 1v1 tournament, matter of fact. Happened in this latest 1v1 tournament. So, you know, Echo's been playing a great job with Valkyrie. He does have a C4 in his inventory as well. So maybe we could see the exact same play here. And Mr. P is IQ. So this is the exact same operators in the exact same map. So this could be a very good match.
I mean, two of the most symbolic moments in Rainbow Six Siege history were that of Echo.
Yeah.
With the C4, we saw those two happening. It was absolutely wonderful to see that. It was symbolic, as I said, very explosive. As P now on the hunt yet again. Echo this time around going to be making sure he is going to be standing by, does not want to rush things. As I stated before, it's always your demeanor that takes place at this point in time. You were saying?
I thought P was going to get shot there, but I did not really know his location. It was farther than I thought. But P is doing a very good job. He's kind of rotating around the building, kind of looking at his entrance points they could possibly be taking. And Echo's kind of on the other side of the map here, so we could see a diffuser possibly be going off for P.
And if Pete does, I'll tell you, if Pete does successfully plant the diffuser, it's going to help him a lot to bait Echo in, to allow Pete to perhaps maybe try to find a way to knock down Echo, like we saw in the first round. But that's only if Pete is going to execute his maneuvers correctly.
P is planting.
Now, it looks like...
P is planting.
And the man is planting. And now
He's
the
not going-
diffuser has been
Echo's not
planted,
going for this
which
C4
now
play.
means... Which now means one thing. For Echo, the time is here. 39 seconds and counting. You must defuse the diffuser. You must disable it. However, one little caveat, you have to knock down P because he's somewhere there.
Yeah,
So
P
for
is
Echo, you have a
defense for
lot
his
of
life.
things going on. But hey, Echo has been here in this predicament so many times in the past. This is not the first time Echo's actually facing his rodeo. The fact is Echo's very experienced. He knows exactly what he's doing in there. Nonetheless, though, P, of course, is going to be standing by, waiting for Echo to perhaps make a move here.
Oh, but he
Oh,
missed
wait a
it
minute. Oh, my
barely.
goodness.
He missed it barely.
Barely.
Oh,
Look
what
at
a
this.
kill.
Oh, my
Does Echo
goodness.
have
Does
time?
Echo have time?
Echo
Does
has
Echo have time? I think he
Echo
does.
has time.
Echo does have time. Echo has time, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait.
At the nick of
He
time
might-
at that.
Oh.
He did it.
Defenders win.
What a very
Can
good
you
play.
imagine? Can you imagine how close that was?
A second later, and P would have won that round.
That was a close call. And Echo had the C4 planted, but didn't successfully kill off P. So Echo went in to finish off the plan, and Echo quickly went to the diffuser and decided to disable it to win the matchup.
Yeah, that was
Probably
crazy.
one of the most intense plays I've seen.
Yeah, that was a great little play by Echo. Great, not little, but a great big play to start to take the lead. Now it is 2-1, going into match 4, and Echo is currently winning.
Ladies and gentlemen, our broadcast colleague T will be joining us shortly. However, he does state that at the end of the broadcast, he does have an announcement to make, a very cryptic announcement at that. T has been changing, and not for the better. I gotta say,
not
I
for
mean,
the better
after
at
what
all.
happened this past week here, T, I should say Crispy, T seemed to have been out there. T is not here at the moment. I understand
Yeah.
that he will be back shortly, but speaking about the guy, I mean, we were very much afraid. We were worried about his mental health. Claims to be good, though.
He said he was quote-unquote all peachy. And that was not a very confident all peachy statement there. So I do not 100% think that T was being serious or telling the truth there. So I sure hope T is feeling better and can just kind of get a positive outlook on the future.
Okay, I'm back.
Sure cannot wait to see what's going to be taking place at the end of the broadcast. We were just talking about you.
Oh, sorry, I was checking on my mom.
They're good.
No, not at all. I was just gonna say how we're still awaiting for the end of this broadcast. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to your ending announcement, so we're just waiting to see exactly what that is all about. But you can see here P versus Echo. Moments ago, T, just to kind of catch up to speed, it was a close call. Echo was so close and actually losing because of the diffuser. What happened was P planted the diffuser. Echo planted the C4, didn't successfully kill P. Echo went in to kill P to finish off the plan, had a turnaround to disable the diffuser, and by 1 second was able to do it. Echo did get the point out of it. 2 points officially. Can Echo now make it to a third point tonight? Can this be the final round in this match between the two gentlemen?
You know, I'm gonna say, yeah, Echo's gonna get their point, but you know, this match point you said?
Who get running back up? Yes, this is match point. 2-1. Echo is currently winning.
So anything can happen as we see on match point.
What a good drone. Echo is a great drone.
And P this time, P knows that he's in match point. He knows that for a fact. P does not want to make any mistakes. I mean, P was a bit lucky. I mean, it looks like P did survive the attack, the C4 attack Echo planted in the previous round. I mean, for any other, it would have absolutely ended. But P was in the right position at the right time. As you can see here, this matchup still going to be breaking down into seconds ahead. Oh my!
Echo's got to go back. Oh, Echo!
Oh my word!
Echo. Wait a second. What is Echo trying to do?
Completely demolished it.
What is Echo trying to do?
Echo demolished it. We know that for a fact. Nevertheless, P is waiting for Echo. You can see how P. You can see that he's using at this moment in time, waiting for Echo to just peek out of there. And perhaps does not see the opponent just yet. It could be Echo playing mind games and a psychological.
Echo could wall bang.
Echo has a chance, ladies and gentlemen, to win this matchup. Sees the drone, eliminates the drone. Nevertheless, though, we're going to find out exactly who's going to have the better play. There you see now.
There's the
explosions, the mini devices.
Valkyrie.
Explosion taking hand. Once again, you can hear the explosion. Oh no, this is exactly what we saw with, and P just got blinded for a moment. P was just blinded for only a moment, but this time around, Echo heard the shots from behind. And now Echo understands that P is
near. He is low, but Echo is even lower.
Near. Exactly. And now P this time around, knocking out Echo. P was able to knock down. Folks, P has a chance. P actually does have a chance
Possibly,
to fight back in this matchup. Is it enough for him to knock down Echo, though? The Vantage legacy of Echo really revolves around his wins on EON Network, but imagine if it's none other than P that is able to get the win over Echo. Go ahead, T.
And that's what I was saying with the match point. You know, it happens all the time on match point. So we're going to see who can get the final win.
It's going to be very interesting. It's put up, shut up, or time. I should say it's put up or shut up time. But I was going to say that the Vantage legacy of Echo, the legendary Echo, has carved out a legacy in making sure that he is the best of the best. But I said imagine how a win for P would be. Imagine exactly that would perhaps maybe put him right into the title contingent down the road, regardless if he wins the entire #1 contendership or not.
Oh, you know, P is doing great. You know, he can try to. I think he's a true contendership to be champion, like you said.
And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Hey, P does show us something. I mean, he's very slick and slippery, that's for sure. I mean, P was very, very adamant in making sure he was going to get the kill over Echo here tonight to make sure that he was going to be walking out of here as the victor. That's one thing that we know of P. He's very, very. He has that. Well, he does have that no say. Don't say no, that attitude. In other words, he, of course, does not want to say no to anything. He'll just push through no matter what.
I think Echo's trying to go for a spawn peek here. Against P. Trying to see if he can find him. Oh, he sees him.
It's another good strategy to use.
Or he knows exactly where P is. P is swinging downstairs.
The question is, who's going to be using the better strategy?
Echo hears a breaking downstairs. He's now in. He's inside.
A little bit of a formation for Mr. P at this point in time. For Echo, though, like I said, I mean, at this point in time, it will be Echo's time to make sure he does get the revenge, but this is match point. Either way, something must give. Either it's going to be Echo walking out here as the victor, however, it could be P at the same time. He's just running
here.
Goes upstairs, turns to the left, now begins to aim, doesn't see anybody in sight just yet.
Trying to
Really,
pulse to see where
quietness
his opponents are.
Quietness is one of the worst things ever in a Rainbow Six Siege, ladies and gentlemen. The quiet atmosphere really gets to play in the mind, and this, once again, could be Echo's worst nightmare.
The
He
diffuser is
planting the diffuser.
Oh my gosh, P's
But
great
remember
playing
what
this
happened
diffuser.
the last time P planted the
Echo
diffuser.
knows
Remember
where
what
he is.
happened? It was P who, of course, got knocked down, but we'll find out exactly what P has in mind here.
Echo got
Nonetheless,
up on the
though,
stairs.
P has a very diabolical plan. He's going to hatch in just a matter of moments.
Echo has a
For
C4
Echo,
in
he
his hand.
understands time is ticking in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Echo gets D4 him.
What the hell was that? Oh
P
my
wins!
goodness!
P wins!
What the hell?
Echo's
He
trying to go
actually
for the
defeats
C4 play.
Echo! What the hell was...
Echo's trying to go for the C4
Oh my
play.
god!
Wow. That was a good play.
P
That
just,
was a good game.
he just defeated... P just defeated Echo.
Nobody could ever defeat Echo, but P just defeated him. That was a really good game.
I really do like the sportsmanship, ladies and gentlemen, that's taking place. You cannot see that if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, but they are there in the party chat exchanging texts. HV Echo said, "Good game." And of course, P responding back saying, "You played amazingly." Great sportsmanship indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about live on EON Network. Well, up next, who's going to be P's opponent?
Ooh, can I play P?
We're gonna see.
Sure thing. Wait a minute.
Let's go.
I think P says he wants to talk. And if you're willing to talk for a moment, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, let's hear what you got to say, P. I mean, that was a great win.
There. Hold up.
Wait a minute. Wait, we know who that is. That's the voice of it
That's
is.
Ankle
That's the
Destroyer.
voice of Echo Destroyer. That's who my son.
So guys, me and Echo were having a little debate. I think it was yesterday about who's better, and that I would beat him in a 1v1.
Oh,
So,
dang.
I think we know who's better now. I'm not saying he's
Hey,
bad.
come on
he's
there,
pretty
P.
good. He's insanely good.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I think I'm
insanely.
just better.
I'm gonna humble
Who
you
my
real quick,
son?
bro.
How can you pull this ruse? And the fact is, I mean, listen, congratulations on the victory. I agree with you. But showboating over the fact that you defeated Echo here tonight,
bro.
I must disagree with that demeanor. But Echo does make a very good point. You don't want to lose your mind just yet. You don't want to rest in your laurels, as that proverbial saying goes, because there is a championship match. Say if you do win against everybody that's coming your way, you'll have to face Echo yet again, one-on-one. And I'll tell you one thing, my friend, you almost did lose to Echo very close.
I was messing
Very
around with him. Were you kidding? I was not.
Well, coming up next, though, we got Crispy and Who My Son, AKP, I guess. One-on-one here tonight. Crispy, good luck. Our broadcast
going down,
colleague team's
pal.
going to be
Yeah,
joining
I'm
the
scared of
forces
you.
tonight.
Yeah.
And T, do you think,
Bronze.
well, there's a little trash talking going on, I guess. I was going to actually say, T, do you think maybe our broadcast colleague might actually have a win up his sleeve?
Crispy been watching, paying a close attention to the game style that was going on, and so I think Crispy has a pretty good chance here tonight for this round.
I'm shivering my timbers, bro.
There's going to be a huge chance. We're going to find out. But, I mean, the fact, I think, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest ruse of the night, I guess the shocking moment out of nowhere, we thought P was just this new member that showed up. We thought P was just someone that really wanted to face Echo just for the heck of it, to really experience the EON Network experience. And what happened afterwards, P was willing to talk. He included his audio. And who was it? Who was the guy behind the mask? It was none other than Who My Son, proving a point, saying that apparently it was none other than Who My Son and some of the members live on Discord. They were saying that, hey, if I was gonna, this is coming from Who My Son's saying that if I were to beat Echo, actually I can beat Echo. Some of the fans were saying you couldn't. I guess Who My Son decided to make sure he was gonna prove them wrong, but I think he did it in a very shady way.
Very shady, but very clever indeed.
I mean, I do agree with Echo, though. He does not want to rest in his laurels.
You don't want to.
Nonetheless, coming up next, Crispy and P one-on-one, and it's really Who My Son, or Ankle Destroyer, whatever you want to call him. And let's talk about Who My Son here. Great track record when it comes to EON Network. He's won plenty of matches in the past. He just defeated Echo moments ago, and he's led the Renegades. The Renegades obviously being one of the most destructive forces in EON Network history, so Who My Son does have a great track record. I think things are really going to be breaking down in just a matter of moments. This matchup could just be turning upside down. And I'll tell you, for these two guys, they really need to keep an eye out because this is going to happen. But wait a minute, a couple of shots now. And P didn't successfully kill none other than Crispy. Crispy was so close in getting killed. I think P missed a couple of shots, which allowed Crispy to gain advantage to make sure he was not going to die right there and get out of harm's way to perhaps maybe re-strategize, regain his composure.
Yeah, I think Crispy is, knows who he's facing, so he got good strategy going on in this game.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't think Who My Son really wants to be a little overconfident because look what overconfidence is getting him.
Oh, no.
I mean, Who My Son did make a very, very... wait a minute. Hold on. Crispy, I think, is just standing by, and Who My Son does as well. And I was going to make the point. And here we go. It's Who My Son who just dissected Crispy right then and there. Take a look at the replay, folks. There you see it was Who My Son slowly entering in and saw the prone Crisp. And I gotta say, it was Who My Son that did commit an error, though, but it was not enough for him to lose the matchup.
I was at like 42.
Yeah.
Where were you at?
Ankle is trying to get in this.
8? Oh my gosh, I knew you were low.
He wants to get the win. He wants to be in that contendership. He wants to get that championship. So this is what Ankle wants.
And do not worry, folks. I do want to say that, yes, you will be invited yet again. For the people who are watching, it's the Slayer. You'll be invited. Invert FS and the kids have all been re-invited. So if you have not gotten the invitation, let us know down in the comments section. We are live on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. First time ever. EON Network is live on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously as the casting now begins to once again grow for EON. Second match, second round taking place. Crispy going to be taking perhaps his time this round to make sure he's not going to commit this error. The error that perhaps maybe Who My Son was able to capitalize on.
Who My Son was very sneaky in that when he revealed himself, but that was a good strategy. We're going to see if Crispy can get the upper hand in this next one.
I mean, I'm still a bit shocked. I mean, I was out of my seat whenever I heard Who My Son's voice behind the account of P. I never knew exactly what was going on there before Who My Son made his presence known. I mean, he had this entire plot in mind to come in and make a shocking moment. And I'll tell you, he did succeed. Not only was it a shock to see Echo losing to an opponent, but it was a complete shock to see Who My Son out of nowhere just literally come in out of the shadows and explain to everybody that it was him. It was him that defeated Echo. I mean, it sure does give credibility to Who My Son. It sure does that, but I kind of disagree with Who My Son's ways here, T. It's all about respect. It's all about making sure that you treat your opponents fairly, and I truly think Who My Son didn't necessarily treat Echo fairly.
No, but I respect his game. I respect what he was doing. You want to get the upper hand. You want to get. If you want the championship, you got to do anything and everything to get into that championship ring.
And I understand that, and T, I can somewhat understand what you're saying, but I mean, imagine if Who My Son does become the champion. He's going to have to represent EON Network as a champion, and if he's going to be acting this way, then I'm not quite sure if that's a champion that everyone could be proud of.
Oh, I mean, like I said, you're going to have to do anything and everything. I'm going to, if he's going to be a great champion, I think he's going to be a good champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are still 3 gentlemen waiting by. They still have a chance to become the number 1 contender. Echo, in my opinion, did a great job tonight, T, and you could agree. I mean, his performance from the beginning all the way to the end really speaks volumes. He was knocking down each and every single opponent for sure.
He was incredible, except for that shocking surprise that we gotten. But yeah, he was amazing.
I mean, just imagine what who my son. Oh no! Oh my goodness! In the teabag.
I didn't know where he was, bro.
Who my son was able to throw the bomb, and below it was none other than Crispy, who did die.
Nah, BG's, bro.
But wait a minute. I mean, come on now. I mean, you saw that who my son was teabagging there, T. I mean, this is what you call respectful behavior?
How do you say G's after that, Hal?
With the tea bag, I mean...
Goodness, bro.
He's hungry. He's hungry.
I quite frankly do not like the fact that it was who my son that was able to teabag. Perhaps maybe, I hope who my son isn't really too much in love with himself.
I'm level 12.
Perhaps maybe Crispy at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, has a chance to bounce back. But do you think, T, at this point, Crispy may have a chance to bounce back? Or do you think it's going to be who my son reaching the trifecta, being able to pull off the hat trick, 3 wins in a row?
Anything can happen, so I'm gonna go for Crispy, but we are seeing a different my son.
I'm everywhere.
Well, a very different Who My Son and a much more brutal Who My Son. But hey, folks, again, if you're just joining us live on Twitch, welcome. If you're just joining us on YouTube, welcome again. EON Network presented the number 1 contenderships for Rainbow Six Siege with the loss of Echo moments ago by Who My Son. We are guaranteed now for a number 1 contender. Someone will be facing Echo for the championship. Now, we know one half of the equation. It will be Echo, the champion defender of the title against the number 1 contender in Heatwave at the end of August. Will Echo's championship reign continue after that, or will it be a number 1 contender's dream to be champion that night? Question is, though, who's going to be that number 1 contender? Well, we're surely going to be finding out in just a matter of moments. And Crispy right now is in a predicament in which he's going to have to try to get out of, because who my son seems to be in total control of this match.
Who my son is doing incredible. Right? I think he is going to come out victorious, but I'm not ruling out Crispy just yet, because Crispy is awesome as well.
He's a great competitor. I can guarantee that. I mean, Crispy is doing also wonders when it comes to all the different games he competes in. We see him on Fortnite, we see him on Rainbow Six Siege, and now it looks like who my son's going to be planting the diffuser. Here we go, the very, very interesting strategy that many Rainbow Six Siege players begin to implement and putting it to fruition for them to try to get the victory. And you can already see who my son made the mistake. Oh my goodness, Crispy's got to capitalize. Crispy the sword's going to capitalize. What the hell? It looks like Crispy now is going to try to disable the diffuser. You got this, Crispy. You got this. And Crispy this time around has countered the diffuser.
Defenders win.
Can you say one for Crispy? Because Crispy was able to defeat Who My Son right then and there. It was a close call, but it was Crispy who got the victory. Can Crispy make it a 2?
Like I said, you don't want to count. You don't know.
Yeah, don't count me out, bro.
Yeah, because Crispy is also good.
Bro, I'm level 12. I
Matchup.
barely know. I only know that one
Up
operator.
next, round 4, still match point.
Level 8? I thought you were
If
cool.
it's none other than Who My Son, AKP, who does win this match, it will be over. It will be Who My Son that will claim yet another victim under his list. Earlier tonight, the most shocking moment, I would like to say, perhaps, really in my cause, the fact that it was Who My Son that defeated Echo, but we really didn't think it was Who My Son behind the quote-unquote mask. And it was P who, of course, that was Who My Son. I mean, perhaps a very shocking moment that's ever happened in the history of EON Network, and there's been a lot of shocking moments.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shocking moments today. He coming out like he was this rookie coming in, but that was not the case. He came in and shot this off being a pro. So this is my son is coming back with the hunger. He's hunger for the championship.
Yeah, Who My Son has been scratching and clawing for that chance to make sure he does obtain a championship. Who My Son has been around in the community for over a year at this point in time. Remember, he did make his debut in this community, becoming the leader of the Renegades. The Renegades becoming the group that really stood tall against EON Network and did lose in the clan battle, but it was Who My Son that really brought the fight to EON Network as a whole before Who My Son integrated into EON Network officially as one of the competitors. But again, folks, for Who My Son, he would love to get that championship victory. He would love to make sure he does get the title on Rainbow Six Siege, a game that he actually is quite good at, and a game that really he has a lot of passion for.
And this is his bread and butter. You know, he takes pride in this game. You know, so it's
You're watching
enjoyable.
these two cap cans. Oh, you're so weird.
1 minute, 58 seconds and counting. The time ticking down. We are still in match point, everybody. Potentially the final round. And again, if it could be Who My Son that can just get a shot against Crispy, it will be all over. But for Crispy moments ago, I mean, hey, we saw a miracle there. Crispy knocked down Who My Son, and then Crispy was able to be quick enough to disable the diffuser. So it could be Crispy's night tonight. Our broadcast colleague could perhaps maybe win this T.
Yeah, Crispy just needs this one kill, and then he'll be tired, and then we'll get another match, and we'll see if Crispy win that match. But Crispy
Oh, my
has to
son.
win this one.
Looking over. Doesn't see Crispy anywhere. Crispy, of course, at the same token, does not see Who My Son anywhere.
Now you
You can
gotta-
already see for these two guys, there's a little bit of that state of fear, perhaps, that state of suspense when both of these guys can't really know or understand where each other is at.
Right, that's where the drones and cameras come to play. You gotta use those at all times to see and scout where your opponent is.
P slowly but surely making sure he's gonna try to get the opponent. Now Crispy, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is in trouble, and Who My Son puts it away.
thought
Who
I
My
shot,
Son
bro.
knocking down
I
Crispy.
think I missed, actually. Nah, I
What a
just
great play, though.
Good stuff,
Who My
bro.
Son with a great sequence. Crispy did great. But it was Who My Son in victory tonight. Who My Son, of course, advances in this gauntlet matchup tonight in Rainbow Six Siege tournament to determine the number one contender to face Echo, the champion, at the end of the month in August in Heatwave. Up next, though, we got more contenders, ladies and gentlemen, potential contenders joining us. Who would like to be next? Would it like to be Invert FS? Would it be perhaps the Slayer? Guess we'll find out in just a matter of moments. And it's the Slayer up next. Mr. The Slayer is going to be competing in this match.
And we'll see who comes out next.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us live on YouTube, we'll be right back after this break, but don't go anywhere as the action continues.
And stay. Tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. We can confirm up next it's going to be Anchor Destroyer, AKP. None other. Yep, there he is. And he's going to be facing the Slayer. Well, Adrian Matt here alongside of my broadcast colleagues T and Crispy. Crispy, welcome back. And Crispy, I got to ask you here, though. I mean, are you okay from what happened?
No, I'm in a bad state. I had all the opportunity, Adrian. I had all my copper energy there, but I had all my copper energy, but mistakes happen. Mistakes are meant to be made sometimes, and so I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna be your R6 champion one day. No cap. Y'all don't want to see me when I actually start trying. Yeah, you don't, bro. Oh, that's fun. I'm not much of a head bashing kid type of person. Oh, that's great, man. That's excellent. My broadcast colleagues, where have they gone? It's okay. Looking at this fantastic play.
Matchup underway. There you see, of course, one-on-one action. It's none other than Anko Destroyer and Newsome. And now, Anko Destroyer, guys, has had a very good night. Not only did he pull off a ruse and really pull the rug from underneath us, but looks like he got the victory moments ago over Crispy, and now could be potentially heading his way for another victory against Newsome, who goes by the name of also Does Slayer through Xbox. But nevertheless, these two guys head-to-head tonight.
Anko Destroyer can get easy peek. Spawn kill. He does miss.
And the one thing that I do like about Anko Destroyer, his demeanor's questionable, the way he acts here and
Must
there
be
is
easy kill.
questionable, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'll get to that in a minute. Here we go, matchup underway, and Anko Destroyer with ease.
They
With
kill.
ease, Anko Destroyer knocking down Newson. And now, you can see here, Who My Son with a couple of shots right against the opponent. The opponent went down. We're heading into round two. Could it be Who My Son to once again continue the streak that he's heading into tonight? Can Who My Son be a potential number one contender? And imagine this, Crispy. Imagine if Who My Son, a.k.a. Anko Destroyer, everybody. Imagine if Anko Destroyer ends up being the number one contender. That will be a great story. Anko Destroyer and Echo, after so much trash talk by Anko Destroyer stating that he's better than Echo, he's going to have to prove it for sure against Echo for the championship when it comes to Heatwave coming up in the end of August.
Yeah, really excited for that heat wave.
Of course, you can see this matchup is underway. Anko Destroyer and Newsome. For these two guys, I mean, they've never met before. This is the first time that these two guys go head-to-head. And if you're one of these guys here, I mean, well, eventually for B Newsome, I mean, I imagine, Crispy, that maybe for this guy, I mean, he's going to have to try to make sure he whips out all the devices that will get him a great spot. And you can see here, Anko Destroyer now getting the drone up and over the top. And there's a couple of shots already. And Anko Destroyer, I guess, getting destroyed here.
Yeah. Very good. So Anko Destroyer's on attack as drone. Did get shot, but Anko Destroyer does have a little bit of confidence here as he beat Echo, he beat me, and he could potentially be his opponent here in this match.
Who My Son standing by, and also B Newsome still relatively, this is exactly what he needs to do, but maybe he does not want to go any further. You can see moments ago, B Newsome was still blinded for a bit before he was able to get out of that harm.
Good peek by Anko Destroyer right here.
standing by. The only thing I got to say here, Crispy, is that for this matchup, I mean, it's taking a very slow pace, but that's exactly the pace that these two guys really want to take.
Oh my gosh. Anko Destroyer could lose here.
Speaking about slow pace, and now
he has
Anko
the
Destroyer.
Easy kill.
Newsome has absolutely been destroyed. Anko Destroyer has knocked down B-Sum. Can somebody explain to me this? How is Anko Destroyer winning, but saying in the background he's going to uninstall the game? I don't get it.
Because his opponent ran, and Anko almost lost that.
Well, it's still a win, and a win's a win. And you can see here Anko Destroyer now heading into a match point, ladies and gentlemen. Needs one more point officially to move on to the next. Anko Destroyer and B Newsome 89 for B Newsome, ladies and gentlemen. This guy really wants to try to make sure he does carve out a legacy, too. I mean, this is a new acquisition when it comes to EON Network. This guy has been in EON Network for what would be the first time tonight on Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, Crispy, you have to be impressed.
Yeah, I'm very impressed here by the way Ankle Destroyer is playing. He has cap cans, so he could definitely place some very good cap cans around doorways to easily get his opponent, which people knew. But he just found the bombs. So, you know, Binu has a chance here to possibly get a round win, to get this, to not, hopefully not get skunked and not get 3-0'd. So he could have a chance, but he could, because he found bombs. But Ankle Destroyer has currently been playing pretty well and very solid, and keeping his confidence up, he might have the chance to beat Banu here.
Seems to be that Who My Son, though, for every step of the way, really has his intent to go after the opponent with such aggressiveness, with so much conviction behind it, which oh no, I think he's walking right into it, but this time around it's Newsome. Newsome with a shot. Newsome with a shot. He's got a chance. Newsome with a chance.
Kill.
As he knocked down Ankle Destroyer, run across. You can already see with a shot right there to the skull. My goodness gracious, entering in round 4, still match point, but now we are starting to learn a lot about the Slayer, or B Newsome in that case. Looks like B Newsome, able to knock down Ankle Destroyer moments ago, could be the opening that he desperately needs to get himself back into this game.
Ankle Destroyer is currently playing Blitz. Oh my goodness. Alright, so what he he has a very good chance here on his opponent, so he can place a shield and stuff like that to try to avoid Doc's powers.
Ankle Destroyer going to be using all the max powers, as you said, at their disposal, and that's exactly what these guys really need to do at all times. Choosing any character at any... being able to deliver any, of course, shots and fired and plans. But, folks, I am being told right now, and I'll get to that in a minute, it's a very strange message here, but nonetheless, matchup is underway. Like I said, Ankle Destroyer and B Newsome. This is going to be round 4. Clearly, Ankle Destroyer needs one more point to officially win this matchup. What I was saying here was that this message I was just sent by the board of directors, claiming that there is a situation going on with T. I'm not quite sure if he's here right now. T, I'm being told by the board of directors that they're very much worried about you and your mental health, and that there's some things going on behind the scenes, and it's not looking good for you mentally. I mean, is there anything that you would like to address, or is that something you're still going to wait until the very end?
I'm going to wait till the very end. The
Very end, okay.
I guess a developing story happening there, but nevertheless, here we go. These two meeting up yet again. Does B Newsome have a chance? Oh, no!
Oh my goodness! Oh, he gets
Are you kidding me?
Oh, he revived himself.
You gotta be absolutely kidding me! Ankle Destroyer knifing! Mr. Newsome, did you see the way that he was able to bring the entire opponent down? B Newsome was down, prone to the map below, and then here came Ankle Destroyer with a knife in hand and knifed him down. As Ankle Destroyer now once again is going to be moving on in this gauntlet tournament here. Ankle Destroyer wins tonight, which now means, ladies and gentlemen, up next, we got another competitor standing by. And who would like to compete? Either it's going to be Invert FS or it's going to be the kids here tonight. So with that being said, folks, now I'm being told that it's going to be Invert FS. So Mr. The Slayer is going to be leaving here, and now Invert FS is going to be invited to the game here, although I cannot do so at the moment, and I don't think anybody can at the moment too, so I might have to restart the entire thing, unless if Ankle Destroyer, if you can try to do it. But Crispy, after that victory that we saw from Who My Son here, goes to show that it's getting perhaps a little bit clearer and clearer that we might be seeing him as the #1 contender, as I will, of course, leave the lobby and make sure that I start a new lobby tonight. But guys, T, Crispy, do you guys think maybe it's a safe assessment to make the assumption that perhaps maybe the #1 contender tonight will be Who My Son?
It could be, but there are two competitors that he has to go through, with the one being Invert, and so Invert, we're going to see what he can do to combat Ankle Destroyer's current playmaking and his current victories that he has under his belt.
And guys, imagine the story here. This is a very interesting story. We have a guy in Echo who's been a champion for quite some time. And we have a guy in Who My Son who stated multiple times in the past, a number of different occasions, that he has the ability to knock off Echo. Well, now we saw a slew of that, of course, tonight. It was none other than Who My Son that did defeat none other than Echo. But now the two, if Who My Son does win this entire #1 contendership, the two will clash together again. They will meet up in a one-on-one affair, and of course, the champion Echo, this time around, the title will be up for grabs.
Well, here's the thing. My thing is, Echo see who my son gameplay is. He's gonna study his move if he's the #1 contender. So
Well, yeah.
there's a lot to study here.
Yeah, you got to believe that for Who My Son, he's going to be watching tapes and he's going to be watching shorts and all the different videos uploaded and published in behalf of EON Network. That way he can try to find the proverbial weakness out of Echo and vice versa.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta find that weak spot.
Will it happen? We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we got more action. Don't go anywhere. We got action with Who My Son competing against Inverse one-on-one to determine who's going to be advancing in the gauntlet. Then after that matchup is over with, it will be yet another superstar, the final superstar to end the night. Who's going to be #1 contender?
The final
Don't go anywhere.
countdown.
We'll be right back.
Sorry.
Pow.
We're doing a spin the wheel.
Yeah, it's thing that Peanut's doing. I don't know.
It's all maps available. We could. I never understood what is. I don't know, but I was gonna say no. I don't think so. I think it was something else. But skyscraper, is that what he's referring to?
That's my favorite map. Tower is pretty cool.
Okay, never mind. No, I want to abandon the match. I don't want to reconnect. But it's not saying that for me. Usually it would say that for me, saying that, oh, but now it's just giving me error. If you want to, that's fine. Yeah, kids, you'll be next. You'll be the final opponent tonight. Right. I guess we're gonna have to just do it that way then. Who My Son, or P, or whatever. What in the world was? Why would you do that though? I mean, oh. What?
What's up?
We are back live on EON Network, close to the main event. This is the penultimate event. It is Anchor Destroyer going to be facing none other than Invert FS tonight in a one-on-one to determine who officially will be the number one contender to face Echo, and perhaps maybe the odds-on favorite will be Anchor Destroyer to officially win this match. And if he's able to do it here, Crispy, Anchor Destroyer will have a ticket, a golden ticket to face Echo one-on-one officially for the title up for grabs at Heatwave.
Yeah, that'll be really fun. That'll be one to see again. We saw Ankle did beat Echo today in a 3-2. That was really good. Echo probably, I feel like he'll come back stronger, and Ankle will also come back stronger. So it'll be a very good Heatwave match if Ankle Destroyer can win these next two matches.
Can Anchor Destroyer do it?
All
We're
right,
going to find
good
out.
kid. You
Nevertheless,
can
though, of
switch
course,
teams.
we're getting set for this matchup. One thing that I do know, and I want to inform everybody here, that we're still awaiting for the very cryptic announcement delivered by our own T. We understand that T Time here has been saying it for the past couple of days now, that he's been feeling disconnected, that he's been feeling as if he's been no longer a part of this world, believing that he's alone,
This is wasting my time.
saying that I believe something that I'm concerned about, saying that he still thinks that he's getting talked down upon.
Yeah, I don't even think that's true, honestly. The only person that was doing that was Pix, and Pix was fortunately kicked out of EON in that 1v1 on the Hell in the Cell match, and so, Rebel got all he really ever wanted when he got revenge on Pix. So I'm not really sure what he is angry, or, people think they talk bad about it, which is not true. I'm not sure where he gets that notion.
Fact of the matter is, though, T still feels that way. We understand for T, at the end of the show, he will be releasing, I would say, a bombshell, I guess, when it comes to the matchup. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, one-on-one. Anchor Destroyer at Invert FS, penultimate matchup. This is, of course, custom game.
Yo, I got
Who, my son? Hey, T.
I break in. This is not part of the program, but I will be leaving right now.
Oh shit.
Gonna check on my mom, so this is not part of the program. So I will check back with you guys tomorrow.
All right. See ya.
Okay, T.
Later.
Thanks for joining us, though.
All right.
Hopefully, everything's
Looks like we're not
hopefully
gonna get
everything's
that
good on that end.
cryptic message then, huh?
Perhaps not. But here we go. Matchup still underway to determine who will officially be the number one contender. My guess is that I guess he'll be delivering the announcement of the next broadcast. Who knows?
Probably.
Anko Destroyer and Invert FS. For Anko Destroyer, it is all about making sure he claims what he thinks is rightfully his, and that is the championship, the singles title on Rainbow Six Siege. For a man, of course, for Anko Destroyer, he's been around in the last year, wanting to prove to everyone yet again that he is the best on Rainbow Six Siege, that he's not one of the best, but rather the best on Rainbow Six Siege. And I'll tell you one thing, if Who My Son, aka Echo Destroyer, does indeed beat everyone here tonight, and not only goes on to face Echo and wins the championship, maybe perhaps he might have the title to be the best on Rainbow Six Siege there, Crispy.
Yeah, he could definitely get the title to be the best Siege player. And as we're looking, we have Invert on defense. There's some interesting operator choices so far. Now looking at Invert trying to get a spawn peek on his opponent. And the matches, I'm not sure if you can see, but the matches are indeed longer. So this could be some longer matches, meaning more gameplay. So these players could play a little bit more scared and not as aggressive as we've been seeing them play in the past.
For Invert FS, here's a guy that also joins us for what would be a few times. I mean, he's been in the Rainbow Six Siege lobbies. He's been to the Rainbow Six Siege events beforehand, but he's still relatively new. You know, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, I understand that behind the scenes, these two guys didn't see eye to eye at one point in time, and Invert just saw that Who My Son got knocked down. Invert FS saw Who My Son, and with a couple of shots into the midsection, Who My Son went down and out. Excuse me, that was not the midsection. He saw part of the bullets went right into the skull.
Right into the
We're heading
throat,
in round two. Hey, here's the thing. I mean, I understand that at one point in time, and this is actually a true story, Anko Destroyer and Invert FS, they did not see eye to eye at one point in time. They actually are cool now, but perhaps maybe, Invert FS is thinking about the problems that took place with Anko Destroyer this past month, and perhaps maybe using that anger and frustration to use that and to make sure he's going to destroy Anko Destroyer tonight.
Yeah, it could possibly destroy the Ankle Destroyer. So that could be very interesting there. As we're seeing that Invert is now on offense and Destroyer is on defense. And Ankle Destroyer has been a very good defender as we've seen so far. He hasn't lost many defensive rounds. But Ash is going to really give him a good run for his money here as that's what Invert is playing as an operator offense.
Again, folks, we are near the end of this long-awaited tournament. It was an absolutely incredible blast. We saw in the beginning so many of the members on EON Network really tried out. Some of them, of course, losing, some of them winning throughout the night, though. There was one man that has stood tall yet again, and that's Who My Son.
This is a very interesting tactic if you're looking at Ankle Destroyer. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. Do you see what Ankle Destroyer trying to do?
Destroyer, I guess, is standing by. And I don't know. I mean, you can see Anko Destroyer definitely has a plan in mind, and I guess it could work. It's a very unorthodox plan, but nevertheless, it could be a plan that could work. Sometimes the most unorthodox plans could be the most dangerous one. Invert FS, though, with that win over Who My Son, maybe he understands what to do when it comes to this play that Anko Destroyer may be playing or employing in just a minute. Anko Destroyer is a guy that I said before does have an attitude about him.
Some shots.
He seems to. Anko Destroyer seems to believe that he really does feel as if he does believe in his mind that he is better than everyone on Rainbow Six Siege, and one can say that that's not necessarily a bad thing. Nothing really in particular, just shows the confidence, but it's all about making sure you prove your point. And Anko Destroyer, in my mind, has been proving it tonight, but I just wish he was a different person at times, a different attitude, but then again, at the same time, the attitude is getting him the win, so who's going to argue? Anko Destroyer still is in immobile mode so far. Invert FS is trying to find the immobile Anko Destroyer, trying to find exactly where is the man.
Ankle Destroyer is making a very good play. Invert might be trying to plant, but no.
Invert FS now into the corner. Here we go. Things are going to go down. So this means that Who My Son, aka Anko Destroyer, is going to have...
Ankle goes for a wall bang, but he misses. Diffuser only has 9 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute.
That's very quick.
The time has been significantly lower.
Oh,
In a shot there to Anchor Destroyer. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Anchor Destroyer just got knocked down in the hands of Invert FS. I was a little perplexed because as soon as the fuser was planted, you saw that it was cut in half. It was only 15 seconds as opposed to 30. That's why I was kind of there in shock, wondering what is going on. It helped Invert, that's for sure. I mean,
Yes, really, we just gotta. The opponents gotta try to avoid a plant at all times because it seems if someone plants, they might just even win the round. So these guys have to try to avoid these opponents planting. So as we're seeing, Ankle going to be on defense here.
anything can happen here tonight on Rainbow Six Siege, and that's what is taking place tonight.
Ankle's
Invert
offense.
FS seems to be a guy that has exactly everything planned out for his own advantage. Trying to make sure that he's going to continue his way because this is indeed match point, folks. Invert FS does have a way to defeat Who My Son. He only needs one more round to win to officially move on to what would be the final round, and that would be against a person by the name of The Kids, who's joining us for the very first time live on EON Network. Again, folks, live also on YouTube and Twitch. Thanks for joining us live on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for joining us as well. For EON Network presenting none other than Rainbow Six Siege, #1 contendership to determine who will be main eventing Heat Wave at the end of this month, the 31st of August, live on Twitch and also YouTube on EON Network to determine who's going to be facing Echo, the champion himself. For Echo, we saw him compete throughout the night, very dominant. It was Who My Son that stopped the dominance, though. But right now, Who My Son may be stopped himself against Invert FS. If he does lose, does Who My Son, Invert will advance.
Yeah, Everett's playing a very good job. He's on defense here. Very good loadout. I'm liking his placement for his crosshair and his peaks are doing very well. And if I was Ankle, you just really got to drone well and understand where Doc is at this point and how to combat Doc's abilities and for Invert, just kind of find out where Ankle Destroyer is and then get an easy shot on him.
And add on to your point, you said that it's going to be very important to try to make sure that you use the drone, but also Anchor Destroyer is going to be very important to make sure he does not, and I mean does not commit to any mistake. One mistake, and it's over. Anchor Destroyer only has one chance left. Out of the two, it's Anchor Destroyer does have the pressure. You're right. Moments ago, a flash for just a moment. However, thus far, it did not affect Invert FS. So far, these two, of course, have been untouched. Invert FS, slowly but surely making sure he's going to walk around to try to find the opponent. Anchor Destroyer doing the same thing here. Now, when it comes to these two, again, out of the two, I said it before and I'll say it again. Anchor Destroyer has the pressure. He's the one that does not want to lose. Invert FS can afford to lose. And now things are going to be taking. Yes, the fact that the plant to the fuser once again could be the. No, not at all.
The diffuser. And you're going to start planning.
Well, it's hard. It's hard because you have about 6 seconds to defuse the diffuser. So in other words, Invert can kill Who My Son all he wants. He's not going to make it. Invert FS, though, did not make it, which allows Anchor Destroyer to win this matchup, but it's still... Invert still got Who My Son.
Yeah, now
so now we're entering round 4. And the thing is, though, right, if Invert does plant this time around, ladies and gentlemen,
Give him the win.
then that could be perhaps his win. Now, I would like to say maybe the irony. It could be an ironic ending here because of some of the difficulties that took place live tonight on the broadcast. Rainbow Six Siege showing us some technical difficulties. It was Anchor Destroyer who did indeed host the lobby, but it's ironic that the man who's hosting the lobby may actually have been his worst enemy, placing an option that I believe he did not meet for. To put the diffuser at 15 seconds. How hard is that?
Yeah, it's very hard. It's like, as soon as you got to understand, you got to hear that cue. When that diffuser is being placed on the floor, these guys really got to listen for that sound. And once they know, they can swing and possibly get a chance to destroy the opponent playing the diffuser. But, as Invert is on offense here, we could see him do a quick little diffuser plant, and he could possibly take it home for the victory and then go against Kids in the final match.
5 seconds remaining.
And I would like to correct myself. I did say that it was cut in half, but excuse me. Once you plant the diffuser, the original time usually is up to 59 seconds.
Yeah.
I thought it was 59, but 45 I guess. But still, it's ample time enough to make sure you knock down the opponent and also defuse the diffuser. But 15 seconds, that is a much more impossible task, but I guess it's still doable. Nevertheless, matchup is underway. Round 4 could be the final round here tonight. 2 points for none other than Invert. Anchor Destroyer obviously getting his first point previously because Invert couldn't disable the diffuser. This matchup now could be breaking down in a matter of moments in this match. Again, to determine who will be advancing
Interesting
in the
operators.
gauntlet match. We understand that T-Tom had to leave in the broadcast, a premature...
Oh my gosh, we see some shots.
Look at this, a
Invert
shot
wins
there
it,
to Anko
Invert wins it.
Destroyer!
What a good crosshair
In
placement.
for
and a good
FS!
peek.
Knocking down who, my son, a.k.a. Anko Destroyer. It's all
Wow.
down. It's all over.
Now we've
In
Invert
for
versus Kids.
FS has won. Invert is now one step closer and one step away from becoming
Dang,
number one
what a match.
contender. And if that's the case, Invert FS, he can really make history, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps maybe Invert FS is eyeing for that opportunity.
All right, ankle
He
and kid
seizes
just
the
switched.
opportunity tonight. So it's going to be Anko Destroyer going to be joining us in the spectating off. And we understand that the kids is going to be joining. Now, Crispy, I think you may have agreed with me here that I think Anko Destroyer's worst enemy tonight was himself. He accidentally, from what I believe, did put the defusing time back to 15 seconds. That's not as easy as you would think.
Yeah.
We'll find out in just a matter of moments. Nevertheless, the kids and Invert. This is the ultimate matchup. Main event here tonight. For Invert FS, he's going to have to continue the streak. For the kids, on the other hand, this is his first time showing up on EON Network. This is his first showing. He does not want to let the pressure get to him. He does not want to let the proverbial butterflies get to him. For the kids, he's got to be focused. He's got to be slow, but he's also got to be agile and very innovative.
Yeah, really interesting operator choice. We're seeing Invert mainly kind of pick the Doc operator a lot, and we've seen him do really well with that and healing himself and kind of getting himself back up. And so, okay, the kid chose a decent operator as well, being Sledge. So these will be very good operators to kind of see clash together here in round one. And now I'm going to ask you a question, Adrian. Who do you think will take out the victory here to get to the 1v1 in the match to end of August? Heat
Well, I
wave.
got to say that if Invert does win this matchup, I'm picking Invert to win this entire gauntlet tournament. If Invert does go on to face Echo, though, Echo, like I said, is a champion for a reason. I believe Echo does have the number of anyone that comes his way. Invert FS, though, still has a great chance to become that number one contender. We already know half of the equation, as I stated. It's going to be Echo, the champion, defending the title against the number one contender. Who may that be? We're going to find out in just a matter of moments here tonight. Folks, here we go. Matchup, like I said, is going to be very important. Patience is key in these tense moments. And we know that you got to make sure you hold your angle sort of like a hawk, just waiting for the slightest of movement to see if there's any opponent that'll be coming your way to make sure you shoot them down.
Very interesting head holes. Gonna be some barbed wire here. Good placement by Invert so he can hear the sound cues of the kid if he ever walks into sight. So Invert can swing on that and then get an easy shot on the kid as he'd be stuck in the barbed wire.
That's only if the kid does fall for the trap. And Invert FS waiting for that trap to happen. But you don't want to rely on one strategy, though. This is one of those games where you have to have multiple strategies because one strategy is not sufficient enough. You really have to make sure you think quick on your feet because if you're relying on one strategy and that strategy fails, you're pretty much done. You're a sitting duck at that point.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're just a versatile player.
Speaking about versatile, of course, a very versatile Echo, again, is expected to defend his championship against the number one contender. A very interesting statistic. It is confirmed, folks, that Echo is the longest reigning Rainbow Six Siege champion in the 12 years of history in EON Network.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege, of course, being introduced for the very first time in EON Network back in 2016.
Really? 2016, that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Echo, of course.
Player to,
Exactly. Holding off the record for over a year now. Anyways, here we go. Kids and Invert FS. For the kids, you said it before here, Crispy. He doesn't want to fall into the trap.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Just let me see what kids this plan is here tonight. Let's see if I can spectate him real quick. Oh, okay, I see. So he does.
Quietness
see
once
the
again
trap.
begins to envelop
Get
in
a
this.
frag grenade. Destroys the barbed wire.
That explosion in the distance got the attention of the kids, that's for sure. Shooting down at these barricades. And Invert FS, though, is just waiting, as I said, to make sure that he does get the chance to get the kill tonight. Who will get the chance to win here tonight, folks? Who will it be? The kids kneeling down for a little bit. Here comes the action now. Invert FS, on the other hand, still very methodical. Doesn't seem to be, in my opinion. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. A couple of shots fired yet again, but apparently now it's the kids who walked out of harm's way. My goodness gracious. It was a smart move. It was a smart move. But it looks like you saw how the kids was able to fall back and regroup. Sometimes limit the fight another second. And the best strategy that you can implement, and Invert FS here may have an upper hand, but then again, at the same time, the kid still is untouched. There's been a couple of shots back and forth, but no one has been affected. But now, Invert FS now claiming the first round.
What a shot right at his toes.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. By defeating Who My Son before, he is one step closer, and by perhaps defeating none other than Kids tonight, he is one step away from becoming a champion's contender.
Yeah.
You gotta love Invert FS, though. He's been showing so much dominance tonight, so much willpower.
Yeah. He's been playing very solid. He just gotta keep his confidence, keep his cool. We could possibly be seeing him again in that heatwave tournament this upcoming August.
I mean, you got to respect Invert's strategy. You got to respect the skills, the sheer determination that he's really showing us on full display here tonight in this main event matchup. He knows what's on the line. He understands that he really wants this title shot. He understands he really wants this championship matchup against Echo. For none other than Invert, it could be his final chance officially tonight to reach to that championship status. He can go on to face Echo in Heatwave and defeat the legend Echo, and perhaps Invert will then claim what he now believes could be his, and that is the championship, the singles title on Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's going to be a great 1v1 if that does happen. The kid has to stop that, though, and looking at the kid's tactics here in his site placement, yeah, Invert has no idea where the kid is. So this is very good sight and very good upgrade.
Well, who's going to... And I got to tell you, I mean, the question really burning on all our minds at the moment, folks, who is going to be the one emerging victorious? Who's going to be the one that's going to be a profound opponent for Echo? I mean, right now, there's a little bit of a stalemate at the early going to this matchup. Perhaps maybe for Invert FS, he does not want to be complacent, but at the same time, though, the fact that Invert was able to defeat Who My Son in the previous round, not only that, but also defeated the kids in the first round here tonight. I gotta tell you, Invert FS probably does have every right to believe that he might very well just perhaps win.
Yeah, kid just does have to use his materials here, not materials, but his special abilities, and that would be his little charge here you can put on reinforced walls. So we can maybe see him doing that here. But he's in sight. Invert's in sight, and Invert gets
Invert FS. Kill. Once again with a brutal kill. Take a look at that at the replay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing a very dominant performance. Perhaps we're witnessing, I would say, Crispy, the start of a new legacy.
Yeah, maybe.
This could be the start of Invert's legacy here. Match point developed. Here we go. Could be the final time we witness a round one, ladies and gentlemen, or I should say a round on Rainbow Six Siege, because round one went for Invert, and round two went for Invert. Round three, will it be for Invert yet again?
He definitely could. He's playing very solid, and he's kind of making that dock operator on defense, so it's really kind of helping him just kind of re-aid himself. And we've seen the word re-aid a lot in a lot of games. It really just helps you win. It's great in Fortnite, and it's great in R6, so we can see him re-aid himself and see what we can do here, being the kid, to try to see if he can get a round win.
I mean, precision is something that we also got to talk about all the time, not only re-aiding yourself, but also your own skill, your precise shots here and there. I mean, that right there is exactly what Invert's able to apply here tonight. The fact that he is able to just, he's turning this entire match at his own pace. He's really dictating it. He's not letting the kids, he's not letting the kids actually have a chance in this matchup. He's not letting the kids proverbial breathe, so to speak. He does not want to let the kids actually have a moment of recomposure. Invert is just going after the kids every single time.
Just not giving any breathing room.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Here we go. Invert FS is perhaps just seconds away from what could be his final win in the final match of the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to see where
Thanks for joining
is.
us.
Oh, there he is.
Thanks for joining us live on EON Network, everybody. This was the first time ever in history that EON Network simultaneously broadcasted on Twitch and also YouTube at the same time. It's been a very interesting, steady stream throughout the night. Again, we thank each and every single one of you for catching us live on Twitch. Thank you. We do appreciate our greatest fans in the world. Again, everybody, from me, from Crispy, on behalf of EON Network, thank you for checking out the stream. This is now the main event. Could be the final round. The kids looking around right now, whereas it's Invert looking for the victim, the kids.
Yeah, the kid does not know where his site is. He needs to start droning, but guess he has time.
And can he do it?
Oh
The
gosh.
kids is one guy that I have to respect as well. You have to respect the tenacity of the kids. He's not giving up. He understands he lost in the first round. He understands that he lost in the second round. Could have left the game, but didn't. Understands that he's going to fight until the very end. And those are the respectful. I got to say, these are players that I can absolutely respect, and I can speak, and just about everyone as well. Everyone respects players that, even though they know they're losing, they still stay to the very end. That's what the kids is at right now, staying to the very end. Maybe understanding he might not win this, but the kids is going to stay and still try to bring the fight to the opponent tonight.
Yeah, the kid has yet to locate bombs. So he's got to find those first, and then he can try to think about his strategy here on killing Invert FS.
Strategy upheld for none other than Invert. And each and every single time the time begins to tick down, we're getting, again, closer and closer, literally. I mean, the window of opportunity begins to close for the kids if he really wants this number one contendership. Of course, for Invert, it takes a lot of skill to make sure he maintains the amount of pressure that he has. I mean, I got to say, a match against Who My Son moments ago, the man that knocked down Echo, that's one thing, obviously, to try to make sure you maintain that sort of pressure. But not only that, not only defeating Who My Son, but heading into this matchup and making sure he's going to apply the same craft. That way he can stay on top tonight.
Yeah, no, Invert's playing a great job, just kind of being defensive and not really making a lot of sounds. So Invert does not, so the kid does not know where Invert is, but the kid is still yet to locate site. So once he does that, he
Not at
might
all.
continue.
Exactly. The kids has yet to locate Invert, and I think it's because the kids understand that this is his final chance. He doesn't want to blow it. He really does not want to mess things up. He really wants to make sure that he does take every single move to count, and understanding that if he does somehow, some way, though, maybe make one simple little mistake, maybe Invert will take the win. This is, of course, the minds of the kids here.
Yeah, he's going outside. He's trying to see if he can see anything.
It's 1926 again, joining us for the very first time here tonight live on EON Network. We talked about legacy, could be the legacy for the kids. However, going to be tough to try to top off Invert. Showing us something here tonight. We're going to be learning a lot about Invert over the next couple of weeks if he is crowned number one contender. And we're going to try to see exactly what type of confidence he will have whenever he actually faces Echo one-on-one, if he does win this match, which is looking likely. However, the kids can pull off perhaps maybe the biggest upset in Rainbow Six Siege history, pulling off a monumental win from a monumental comeback over Invert. Can it happen? You heard the glass shattering in the distance. Folks, we're reaching at 23 seconds.
I don't think the kids
Time
can
is
locate
ticking
bombs.
here. Perhaps not. And if this is going to be the case, folks, the kids, I would say, folks, did a really good job overall, in my eyes, in making
Yep, the
sure
kids did not
that
locate
he
bombs.
was going. So
That's why
it's
drowning
basically
is
safe
very
to say
important.
it, folks. It's safe to say it that tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Invert has won. Invert is your new number one contender. The number one contender has been crowned, and it's official. The equation has been set. Echo the champion. Invert the contender. Title up
What
for
a match,
grabs.
man.
Main event in Heat Wave.
Yeah, that'd be a great one we could see in the future with Invert versus Echo. Great little test for Echo, great little test for Invert. Gonna be a great 1v1. Can't wait for that to happen. So excited.
Thanks everybody for joining us live on YouTube and Twitch. And Crispy, it was great. It was absolutely incredible to call this absolutely tremendous action. We literally went over the 2-hour mark. That's how long the broadcast was tonight. But I had fun every single minute and every single second, being able to see the difference of every single, the different skills of every single opponent that came our way. But again, folks, it's going to be Echo the champion versus Invert, winner of the #1 contendership. And it looks like every other person, though, my hat's off to you. You did a really good job in there for each and every single of the competitors who competed tonight.
Really great match.
Do you have any last word, Crispy?
Yeah, one last word here to Echo. Echo, you got a great competitor going up for you. You really got to show up and show out for this 1v1 here for Heatwave. Can't wait for you to be there. Can't wait for that 1v1.
And the question will become, will Echo continue his championship reign? And to end the broadcast, Crispy, I'm going to put you right in the hot seat. Who do you think can win on Heatwave?
I think Enver will 3-2 Echo and Heatwave. So I think. It's based on playstyle, based on Echo's playstyle, based on they've been playing. I think Enver has the capabilities.
He does have the capabilities here.
I think cutting out.
What the hell?
You good?
Well, this was just sent moments ago from the board of directors, folks. I just received a very interesting audio clip. This is coming from our broadcast colleague T, and we understand that moments ago T did announce that he was going to exit from the commentary to check on his mom. But I'm being told now by the board of directors that perhaps there's something going on with T, and that the audio clip that was sent, I have to play it through the mic and see exactly what this is all about.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. I'm about to play the entire thing, but I'm kind of
Perplexed, maybe.
scared to press play, but here it is. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? This is the message sent by T.
Yeah. What was that? It sounded like a demonic noise of some sort.
I have no idea. Something going on with... I have absolutely no idea. Well, thanks for joining us